All right, everybody. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. Again, we still got the new year upon us. But as it usually hits right after is the start of the World Juniors. This will be the finale in day one. It'll be Finland taking on Canada. So again, you get to listen to a numbskull try to pronounce names. But here we go for Team Finland. Again, we'll start with line one all the way down to defense and starter as we usually do. So Rasmus Kumpalainen, Consta Helenius, and Hemming. That one's easy enough. The rest of them will get harder, but that's line one for Team Finland. Benjamin Radulainen, Justus Mettinen, Kasper Hatunen, Jonas Starlinen, Heki Rahunanen, and Rope Verstinen. In the third line, Jesse Nurmi, and to Asuria and Thomas Orinen. Jesse Keskinen will be the extra forward. He'll play center on the fourth line side when they need, because you can carry that in the World Junior. In defense, it'll be Emil Pinanemi, Aaron Kiavaru, Daniel Nieminen, Mita Jokinen, Betty Vassinen, Artu Tukala, and Kel Kangas will be the extra D-man. Noah Volley will be the goaltender of record for Team Finland. Let me scroll down in their tournament tree because I do have the regular rosters just in front of me. So Lauri Mikkola will be the bench boss for Finland in this tournament. And for the Canadians, again, this one I have the pairings up in front of me, so it makes it a little bit easier. Bradley Nadeau, it'll be Callum Ritchie and Easton Cowan. So they'll be the top line. Again, this is a couple of looks that we get now for Easton Cowan as well. Gavin McKenna is not eligible for this year's draft because I believe he is only 16 years old. He'll be eligible in 2026. It'll be Berkeley Catton of Seattle and Luca Pinelli of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Third one will be Cole Baydoun, Jet Luchenko, and Ethan Gauthier. Tanner Howe, Braden Yeager, and Porter Matone. It'll be Matthew Cataford, the extra forward from the Vegas Golden Knights. Defensive pairing for the Canadians, Tanner Molendyke, Andrew Gibson, Matthew Schaefer and Oliver Bonk, Sam Dickinson and Caden Price, and Bo Akey for the Edmonton Oilers, the goaltender of record today as the Canadians take the ice. Again, this tournament is in Ottawa, so they are going to get a standing O every time the Canadians take the ice. Carter George of the Los Angeles Kings. Projected scratches are Carson Rakoff. We saw him last year in the tournament with a member of Seattle. Sawyer Minot and Carson Benarson of the Philadelphia Flyers. So Canadian names significantly easier. The Finland names, again, we always talk about have a bunch of vowels and some other players that we know. That Consta Helenius will be the one to watch for Finland, though, however, because he's a member of the Buffalo Sabres, and they're high on him. Now, last year when I saw him in the tournament, again, you got Gordon Miller in the mix of Mike Johnson, as they usually carry the primary coverage, and Gordon Miller has done this for a long time. He is exceptional. But for Consta Helenius, he is not any sort of superstar, but he will be expected to do the heavy lifting for Finland. He kind of does everything well, a jack of all trades, master of none, doesn't have a ton of speed, but that'll be someone that you want to look into. Emil Hemming now been promoted to the first line in his second tournament. I'm wondering if the Finns are going to be able to get enough goals in the tournament as a whole. They do have enough size. They can play physical a little bit, but I just don't know if their attack is going to be well enough to get them to, let's say, a bronze in this tournament to be a dark horse. Because for me, and I'm saying this as a member of the United States, it was awesome watching them win last year. I didn't expect Canada to get fifth. Canada is going to be able to get a much better team this go around. I would expect at worst for Canada to get silver, at worst. For the United States to be around a silver and a bronze. Czechia is still my dark horse. I would still probably, considering the way Canada got embarrassed last year, I would say Canada gold, Team USA silver, Czechia bronze. That would be my way that I would kind of base this tournament in our day one start in the nightcap. Those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think. But I'll get a chance to look at Team Finland a couple times because they're going to play United States on Sunday. If I'm battling a little bit of a cold, I'm only starting, so we should be okay here. My plan is to make sure that I work today and Sunday because I want to cover as much of the WJCs as I can. Dave Cameron is going to be the coach of record for the Canadians. So we're going to get set to get underway here. Everybody's at the face-off dot. John, I'm here with you on the call. This is my third WJCs. So again, alongside Gordon Miller and Mike Johnson, we are underway as Team Finland have the dark blue jerseys with the white striping. Canada at home, as this one's taking place in Ottawa. Last year was in Gothenburg, Sweden, so you don't always get the home ice advantage. But they think that's going to matter a lot for the Canadians right now. Again, the crowd always travels well no matter where they are, but you think that really has to play a factor here. So an opportunity off the drop pass for Canada, as this will be toward the right side, not kept in. Shot was sniped, but the whistle was blown after the shot goes in, but it was already offsides. As we will get some pushing and shoving here. But let me look at this because if we have everything in front with the numbers, I'm just going to duplicate this window. So let's do that instead because we have numbers in front of us here. So Oliver Bonk was the one that let the shot go. So this will definitely help me on this side as far as trying to pick up names. Number 9 is Gavin McKenna. He'll be on the second line for Canada again. He's not eligible until the second year. As this one spun around for volley, he'll stop it. The intercepted for Canada near the right side red line. As Finland will try to get this out. Canada off the push will send it back. Volley will stop it again. It'll pinball near the right side boards. Canada keeps it in. Back pass, one timer, good block with the left skate for Daniel Nieminen as he got a piece of it for the Finns to help out his netminder. This will be sent back around the left side boards. Good finish of a check there for the Finns. No penalty call there for a possible trip. Looked like a little bit of a dive bomb as the Finns are able to start this one again off their line change. They'll flip it in. Will be sent back the other way. Let's check the starter today for Carter George. He'll be number 30. There's a loose lumber near the left side of the dot as Canada eludes a check near the wall. Send it in, it bounces off volley. Toward the left side red line now. Canada finds the entry with speed. Off the backhand, forehand chance. This goes off the stick side of volley. So good start here for the Canadians a couple times. It's be spun back around the embankment and picked up for the Finns. Try to rush this toward the left side as this was Junin trying to pick this one up now for the Finns. Canada able to get this now as they'll send it all the way back down the ice. Bounce off the side of the net. This is to be recollected for Cole Baydoun. Baydoun now on the fourth line with Jet Luchenko as he has the puck. This one knocked away a couple times. He shot toward the right side dot. No, he's got it in the glove hand. So Andrew Gibson was the one that let the last shot go for Canada. Again, I'll look in through some of these rosters as well. And I will try to make sure that I have my line side set up there, at least for next time, make it a little bit easier to get these rosters. But night one, you don't have this on the live sport for the projected lines. So night one's always the hardest to get everything together. And then after that, it gets pretty easy. Here's a slap shot. This one gets deflected. Opportunity one more time toward the right side. Gibson lets this go up the side of the cage. Couple good stops there for volley as he was on the right pad near the post. Off the long flip, the Canadians keep it in again. Great pressure for them to start this game. Finns just trying to counter, get something going. Ricky Hardy will send this one ahead. The Canadians will steal it back up as it goes back from the one deck. Gibson on his backhand as the Canadians in the all-white jerseys with the black pants and the red striping. Opportunity one more time for the Finns as this gets sent back around the embankment. Slap shot gets deflected again. A lot of chances from the point as Schaefer goes ahead and gives chase. Back toward the Sam Dickinson. try to pick this one up as this one gets flipped back in across the inboard for Kalkangas. The extra 3 here for Finland on defense. Easton Cowan watching toward the wall, passes and go to him. The stick lift isn't executed. Now the Finns can escape. It's a 3-on-3. I think they entered offside. A little bit of a late hit there. Constellenius had to take one for Schaefer. So I think the temperature is more than a simmer at this point, and now we'll get some pushing. In the IHF, they don't mess around too much. And when you start doing a couple of whistles and they have to blow 2 or 3 times, at that point, they just start to issue penalties. So there'll be some separation here. Lenius didn't like the late bump, and I don't blame him at all. As his helmet gets ripped off, that doesn't feel good either. So I wouldn't be surprised if they take both, or at least could take Schaefer, because Lenius was the one that got hit after the whistle. Yeah, they went right after Lenius for no reason. I didn't like that from Easton Cowan as well. That's not really good to show there for Canada. I think at least for the refs, you take both or you take one. They're going to take Hellenius and Schaefer, so that is a bonus. Unless it's just a warning here. So just a warning for Hellenius and Schaefer. I think Schaefer's honestly lucky, and I say this, I try to be as neutral as I can, but lucky to not get a penalty there. Neutral zone draw. Try to race for it now as the Finns toward the right side boards. And this will be collected a couple times by Dickinson. Off the spin and turn, left side red line, get fired in. Carter George, all he's got to do is watch a bouncing puck. This one's stolen. George makes a stick save toward the left side dot. Finns keep it in. And this will bounce toward the left side face-off dot. We'll do it again off the long outstretched pass for Bo Agee. Catafon will lose the puck there for a moment as this goes to the right side for the Canadians, trying to keep this in along the boards. Shots on goal are 5-1 Canada as we got the nightcap here, the opening night of the WJCs. John, there with you. I have watching this on NHL Network. They're going to carry the TSN feed. NHL Network will have live coverage of the USA games. We'll catch that on Sunday against the Finns. So a couple looks at the Finns for me this week. Must be spun back in among the forecheck here. We'll start it again for Daniel Nieminen on the second line defense. This will be flipped in, Nieminen one more time. Play this across the wall for Pinelli. They'll pick it back up now toward the right side red line for the Canadians. Pinelli try to get this one back. He'll get it. Here's a chance, goes off the mask. A volley. One more opportunity for the Canadians. Cross pass into the traffic in the slot. This one gets deflected. And now Finland can escape. 6-1 on the shot board. Finland will send it in. Gibson being held a little bit as this will be sent back around for Julius Mettinen. Now back to his defense. Started again with Pianemi, number 10. Send this around the embankment. This will be intercepted on the backhand for the Canadians for Andrew Gibson. Send this one back down the ice. So Tanner Molendyk and Andrew Gibson as the top liners for Canada. Off the flip, this goes up the side of the net. Canada now. High slot blue line side. This gets deflected off some bodies. Sent back for Kimi Harju. Good play for the Finns. It's a 3-on-2 long shot glove save for Carter George. 14-11 left to go in the first. 2 shots on goal for Finland, 7 for Canada here as we are waiting for the first commercial break. Again, when I mention that, I'll be talking about a little bit of the fisticuffs. Carter George from Thunder Bay, Ontario, from Holland Sound in the OHL, 57th overall pick in 2024 by the Kings. So Carter George, and then I believe also Eric Portillo, the U of M man, will be LA Kings products. George named the best goalie of the 2024 Under-18 Worlds. He was a 6-0 record. Schaefer will get this. Callum try to hit this long pass from Schaefer, Callum Ritchie, and this will be sent back around the end boards, played by volley. Kept in toward the right side, Oliver Bach. Try to get off a hold. This is still recollected here, but a back pass goes right to the Finns. Kiskinen has it now toward the right side, going offside again with Finns. This is the third time they've done so already. We'll take a break.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Download the app now to track every detail of the World Junior Championships. Join millions worldwide on hockey's #1 destination. Follow any league, team, or town. Track all trades and compare the players shaping the game. The Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Get the app now. Introducing Weight Loss by Hims. Personalized prescriptions, including GLP-1 injections and oral medication kits, designed to help you lose weight so you can gain confidence and feel healthy. Plus, get guidance on nutrition, movement, sleep, hydration, and answers when you need them. 100% online. With Weight Loss by Hims, you have so much to lose and even more to gain. GLP-1 injections starting at $165 a month. Get started today at hims.com.
So we go through the first commercial break here. It's still nothing.
A day off, Germany play night, and then the New Year's Eve game, December 31st, Canada and the United States. It was a classic here in 09. Canada down 3-0 early. John Tavares with a hat trick and a 7-4 win. So they get out of the most. You have to be undefeated going up against them. Pressure to get going tonight for Canada. US with a 10-4 win earlier today.
Check back underneath the action here. 13:35 thereabouts left to go in the first. Here's a cross pass, 1T, and that one gets shotted wide for Bradley Nadeau. Race the other way. Good forecheck here for the tune-in here for the Finns. A brush of a hit, but no problem here for the Canadians, able to get this one back down the ice. Puts it in the Finn zone. This will be recollected here for the Finns. They have a lot of trouble with this now. To loop back in behind the net, trying to get around the Canadian forecheck. And they'll send it back down again. Shots are 8-2. Now here is a pin against the wall. Canadians trying to separate the vulcanized rubber here as the Finns still stuck in behind the mesh. Have to start this one again. There for Daniel Nieminen. There's a long shot. This one will get deflected off the block. Finns will keep it up. On the high slot now. Off the spin. Toward the left side for Kivi Hariu. He'll get this one back. Looking in the middle of the high slot. Good diving shot block there for the Canadians. It's still loose. The Finns pick it back up near the left dot. They got puck possession. Long shot. Goes up the pad of Carter George. They'll make the save. Use this off the left side wall. And across the red line. And safely gain the entry. This will be stopped by volley from 100 feet. Finns now have it. Shots on goal 9-2. 12:15 left to go in the first. Joining with them the call. Watching this one on NHL Network in the States, but they carry the TSN feed. Emil Pimanemi will have this one now. So gain the entry off of the offense. Spinner back around for Rasmus Kumpalainen on the first line. Here's a odd man rush for Canada developing. Toward the right side red line. Shot goes wide. Well, he was going post to post off the dive. This is toward the right side for Gavin McKenna. McKenna will leave it toward the net, but this one gets blocked by the Finns. There's a long flip. Weissman will get it out. 11:40 left to go in this first. Picked up across the left side red line now. Here is some contact. No penalty called, as this will be sent back around the embankment. Finns just trying to get out of their own zone. Again, they got the dark blue jerseys with the white stripe. They'll be going right to left for this one first. Put back around the end boards, and Jokinen will steal for the Finns. Oliver Bogg for Canada reflects, and they will let their forwards take a change. So Bo Akey now will start this again for Canada, and he'll leave it off here for Oliver Bogg. This gets intercepted toward the left side red line by the Finns. Long shot, glove saved by George. We'll hold right at 11 minutes. We get a little cross-checking here, but nothing doing after that.
And I guess good choice on who to start for Finland. Easton Cowan with a 56-game point streak in the Ontario going back to last year. The OHL.
So Gordon Miller mentioned Easton Cowan, and the OHL's got a 56-game point streak on the line. Don't know if you want to base that into the World Juniors, but that gives you an idea of how much he's rolling. It's his second WJCs with the Canadian team. This is right in off the rush in the backhand. Good denial there for the Canadians. As this will try to Pick this one up. Schaefer now try to lead the rush. So 2 on 3. Here's a drop pass. Shot gets deflected, bounces up and over the mesh. The Finns. I'll have this in behind the cage. There's a rolling putt. 10:25 left to go in the first. This will be sent back around the embankment from Yuki Haru. They'll go back to Pimanemi. So Kivi Haru and Pimanemi will be the top line here for the Finns. They'll let their forwards take a change. You get the obligatory boos in Canada. Anytime those guys take a long time, they get their breakouts set up. It's not going to appease the fans. Orlainen will finish his check for the Finns. And we're at the halfway point of the first. We're still scoreless. Again, the big news in the NHL is Derek Lalonde relieved of his duties. Here's a long shot off the slap shot. This will bounce back and play. And toward the right side, Tom McClellan's going to be the new head coach for the Red Wings, the former Edmonton Oilers, the LA Kings, San Jose Sharks. He's been a little everywhere. He's a pretty good coach. I think it's a little bit too late for Detroit, in my opinion. Here's a long outstretch. A couple of Finns collide. They'll just take a change anyway. And now Canada starting their own end. Not an auspicious start for Canada. They've had a lot of pressure here. No icing. Finns will be able to take their change as Kilkangas able to send this one in. Antonin trying to split the D as it gets around Price there for a moment toward the left side red line. But here's Canada. Break in through the neutral now. Off a couple of chances. Howe will send this one ahead for Price. Sent back around. Off the backhand, Gavin McKenna tried to pick it up. He couldn't find it. Try to go between Antonin and the legs there for the Canadian defense. And then right in across the blue line as Howe couldn't find the puck. Take this one D to D. Dangerous pass, but we'll get to the left side red line. Here is Dermy. He tries to take a shot. Carter George will see it bounce back to him in the blue paint. Will hold. 8:44 left to go in the first. We'll take our second commercial break. Luchenko had his pass attempt go high for Baydoun.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Download the app now to track every detail of the World Junior Championships.
Join players, scouts, and coaches on hockey's largest platform. More players showcase their game, and recruiters uncover new talents. We Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Get the app now.
Charlotte, are you eating anything?
So we're well past the underneath 10-minute mark, right at the 9-minute mark. It's still scoreless between Finland and Camelon. Again, I'm watching this on NHL Network. It's carrying the TSN feed, and then I'll follow along on the livesport.com once they get the rosters and everything else situated.
Factor in Ottawa from the epic Dune universe comes the next groundbreaking original series from HBO, Dune Prophecy. Stream now only on Crave.
So we'll follow that along as we continue as well. I appreciate you being here and on the stream. Jet Luchenko tried to win the draw, and Hellenius will get a piece of it, but it goes up and on a playoff in netting. So again, as I mentioned, Consta Hellenius on the first line, the Buffalo Sabres product and mixed with Emil Hemming. Those will be the top lines. But the one thing for the Finns that you have to think about is how many goals can they score? Here is a slap shot for Kidnemi, and this one gets blocked by the Canadian defense. Send this back around here for Matthew Schaefer. And mix him with Oliver Buck. Toward the right side. Off the wraparound attempt. And look what I found there for Noah Volley. Baydoun was trying to make something happen there off the wraparound. Not too bad. Again, he wasn't trying to lift. He's just trying to get a clean wrap as he raced him toward the right wing side and then put that one right near the right post. And I like that work. Again, you try to go quickly. Anytime you try to lift and do the Michigan or anything else, that will take time to get that on your stick. You just want to go quickly and get some shots on goal and keep pressuring. And I think that's what you want to be able to do.
An experienced goaltender for the Finns at the under 18 level.
And I want to see if there is another little adjustment that I need to make as far as the names, because I had volley in there as a projection. I don't think it is. So let me just look at the box here for Finns. Cowan and Ritchie will shoot, but this one gets blocked. So again, Rimpinen will be the goaltender of record. I'll make sure that I check that into my notes. As I look at the tournament tree, I'll go back up in the gloves. So for Terry Rippinen will be the goaltender of record. I will make sure that I change that going forward instead of volley. My apologies. He's supposed to be the starter today. This Cowan will get this in toward the right side for Calvin Ritchie. This will get deflected there for a moment. This will be a bank pass. Cowan trying to pick it up now as this goes back around the inboards. Holvenen will lose it there for a moment, and Gibson will start again for Easton Cowan. Easton Cowan, long outstretched pass. This will be a hybrid ice.
Ritchie, the number one center right now for Team Canada. First round by Colorado, 27 games this year, scored a highlight reel, somewhat patented breakaway goal for his only goal of his career. The Islanders, go-to move, and he is a dynamic player. Bigger than you think.
So let me just clarify this again for the play-by-play for the record. For Terry Rimpinen will be the goaltender of record. It was supposed to be volley, but it's not. So that's what we have here for the live sport scoreboard. I'm thankful for that because I wasn't able to get a number or a name or anything else. And I had the rosters in front, but didn't have that there. So picked up toward the right side off the spin. This gets blocked before it ever hits George. Try to start this again. And toward the backhand, it's loose. In the middle of the high slot, the Canadians will find it. Flip this one across the red line. I'm a bit surprised that this game is scoreless. Canada has the better of the pressure as this will be sent back around. So Nate Danielson last year of the Red Wings, now not playing here for Team Canada this time around. He's more on the Griffins side. Long shot. Big rebound. And this is going to be a penalty for a trip as the Finnish netminder could not hold for a moment for Porturi Rimpinen. And Mettinen will go to the box now for the Finns for a trip right out in front of the net. And I think that they had to do it. So Julius Mettinen, number 27, is going to call for a trip. He was trying to bail out his netminder. I think he did so. As Canada had it in the high slot, they were working near the right bumper. Rimpinen couldn't hold with the glove hand, and rather than conceding the goal, they give up a power play. This could be the biggest moment of this game early. 6:40 left to go in this first. So Canada gets the first power play of the game. First power play on any side. Offensive zone draw upcoming. In toward the left side boards. We'll see what the Finns can do. Can they kill this? Because if Canada gets on the right edge, they might start to explode. Oliver Bonk able to keep this one in for Calvin Ritchie. Now Bonk will take this one DD. That pass a little bit too hot to handle. But this will be settled back down toward the right side. Easton Cowan now off the bumper and needs some help now. Cowan's going to have to go and try to pry this one loose as this will be still dug. Now toward Bonk. He'll let it go. This one gets deflected. Now toward the left side dump. Bonk's got a back high slot. Ritchie fakes the slap shot. Bonk fans on it. And this is going to allow Finland to clear it down the ice. 5:50 left to go in this first. John Underwood on the call. Watching this on the NHL Network. They carry the TSN feed. And here from the States, that's the Canadian feed on that side. Picked up for Porter Matone. And off the drop. This will be recollected here for Schaefer. Schaefer for now for Gavin McKenna. He's the one you want to watch there in the future. Get to see him now for a couple of WJCs. Yeager. And now for McKenna. This one will go all the way back down. Carter George will stop it as this will be sent back around. Canada off the long flip as this will be sent back down. And Yeager now try to find it. As this goes toward the right side red line, high slot, Canadians will cycle. Still looking for a pass. McKenna. Schaefer gets his pass blocked. Now in the middle of the slot. Schaefer picks it up. One more Jaeger sends this one across. Gets deflected. Goes right back to the right dot. Canadians still got the puck possession. No shots though. Down to 5 seconds on the power play. Here is Arister. And this will be saved. Rippinen makes the save. And we will continue to watch what happens here as the Canadians had a lot of puck possession. High slide in near the bumpers a couple times, near the dots, but not a lot of work as far as getting vulcanized over to the net. A lot of traffic trying to obscure the sight lines, and the Finnish players almost denied their own set lines of their own netminder. 4:45 left to go in this first. Luchenko will take the draw. He'll win it. Power play is going to expire. This one deflected. Finns off the long flip. We'll see if they can make something happen. And the Antonin can't get to it. He almost hit a jailbreak right in off the penalty. 4:25 left to go in this first. Now another whistle. This is getting pretty nasty here toward the player benches. Now Gibson trying to get a couple slashes toward the throat of some of the Finnish players. And I'm not saying the Finns aren't doing some of this too, but the Canadians are getting away with a little bit extra here. And we'll see if we get a little bit of a cross check for Jet Luchenko. He's going to go sit in the sin bin when we come back.
I'm Daniel, the founder of Prettyler, the color-changing health monitoring catheter. Did you know that cats tend to hide symptoms of sickness and pain? I learned this the hard way after losing my cat, who showed me to create this. By working with scientists and veterinarians, we were able to develop a new lily with color-changing technology to help you keep tabs on your cat's health. But with advanced odor control, this litter keeps your home smelling fresher longer. So give it a try. Visit prettylitter.com today.
Canada having a strong first period, but now we'll go to the penalty kill of the tournament as Luchenko gets penalty for the sink from behind on Bison. Dangerous one, almost caught his chin on the dasher. And as he reaches penalty fire, gets his rest of help. Comes back.
So Jet Luchenko could have been a cross-check board. He's going to get called for boarding here. As we got 4:15 left to go in the first. This will be sent back down. Rippinen will stop it. And it'll be recollected here for the Finns for their first power play. So you get a chance to see what that top line is going to look like. Mentinen will send this one to the right side dot. There's a long shot. This one is deflected before it ever hit George. Now recollected by Holtinen toward the left side. It's Julius Mentinen, number 27, trying to get the traffic out in front. Here's Arister, stopped by George. This will be bounced. Schaefer will send this one down here for Canada. 3:45 left to go in this first. John Under with you on the call. This is the nightcap of the opener between the 2025 WJCs in Ottawa. Molendyke knocks this away for a moment, but the Finns find the entry, and off the backhand, this will go to the right side person, and we'll send this one across. Get it in the high slot now. Here is Finns looking dangerous off the slap pass, and this one deflected. And Niemi will get this down to the right side boards. Now he's waiting for some space. He lets it go to the traffic. This gets deflected. Take the slapper. We collect near the right side dot. Finns. Leave it near the left side red line. Costa Helenius off the drop back. They'll get it. Helenius now. Surveying near the right side dot. Passing tight. This one gets knocked away. Canadians keeping that passive box. Traffic out in front. Costa Helenius again. Rister. Go between the legs a couple of times. This one deflected here for the Finns. Now to the right side, dot. Power play down to 20. Here's a cross pass. This one bounced off some Canadian skates. Now toward the bumper. Left side, dot. Toward the Emmy off the glass. Helenius lets it fly. This one goes all the way back down the ice. A little self-serving clear for the Canadians working the their favor. Shot board is 14-4 for the Canadians. Finns look dangerous, but didn't get a lot of shots on goal there. They will find an entry, just one shot on that power play, but all sorts of puck possession and chances just bounced off bodies. 2:15. Jet Luchenko now back on the ice for the boarding call. Two teams both had a power play here, but no goals yet in this first to speak of. Kimiharju will outstretch pass from 50. Finns will send this one in, bounces off Dickinson, and Carter George will play it. Finns now and across the wall. Again, in this opener last year, Czechia was able to give it to Canada, and the Finns, even though they're down on the shot board big time, 14-4, if they can keep this scoreless, I think they could get in the second and feel better about themselves. I still would expect Canada to take this W, but this is a surprise, as this is now toward the right side, long shot. This one hits the glass. Down to 1:30 left to go in this first 90 seconds left. This will be kept in, bounced in off the right side boards now. Finland off the back skate. Beautiful pivot as this goes now back in behind the dot. A couple of step-ins there and toward the wall. This is Gavin McKenna now. Richie. Bonk will get all the way up to the offensive side, but this gets deflected. This will be settled back down and just kept in. Blue line side. Tip out in front. Stopped by Rippinen. 1 minute left. Canada now. Still trying to make something happen in this scoreless first. Calvin Ritchie's shot goes to Bonk. Long chance. Rippinen down. Can they lift? Yes, they can. Canada scores. 51 seconds left in the period. Rippinen was down and out. He was running out of gas. And they're able to sneak that one past the goaltender who didn't have any energy left. Again, you don't speak too much about NHL 25 and the pressure system, but you can see it there now. And Canada able to finish this one. If Gavin McKenna gets credit for the goal, he could be kind of that Connor Bedard savior for Canada, although this team is much, much better than they were last year. Bonk toward the right side, and Gavin McKenna, what a nasty stick display. He waited out Rippinen enough. And wouldn't you know it, the youngest guy on the squad at 16 years of age, Gavin McKenna, is the one that makes the magic happen for the Canadians, or the Medicine Hat Tigers. So we know what that's all about. We saw that with Connor Bedard over the tournament when he was absolute magic. Again, for the Blackhawks, that team's going to get a little bit more of a talent. But for Gavin McKenna now on the WJCs, who says a 16-year-old can't be your best player? My goodness.
Has played himself on the second line and is going to play himself higher than that. Scored 15 goals in the third pre-comp game against Czechia. And opens the scoring here. Some happy shape on my guy. As he deserves the scoring for Canada.
Dave Cameron goes to young Connor Bedard in 2022 tournament. In Edmonton. He's trying to take the expectations on the Canadians. It's a Jokic. He's not going to press me to pick up Canada.
So as we check back into the play-by-play, Gavin McKenna scored, but Finland, they're going to have a power play here as soon as Canada touches this puck. They'd be smart to hold this for the rest of the time if they can. So 8.5. It'll be a second penalty against Canada. As I was typing in the McKenna goal, a little bit of a wait out there against Rippinen, and he finishes it. Bonk got his shot deflected. That goes right to McKenna. And Howe is going to get called for a trip off the inside skate. I think that's a pretty textbook one there. But Canada has the edge, and the one out of the Medicine Hat Tigers, Gavin McKenna. We talk about the young players and what they can do. And Mike Johnson said in between Gordon Miller, you want to think about the expectations. Well, he played himself out of this team, and you want to think about the expectations, and this should be lowered. Tell him to stop scoring. He's been that good, and he's given his team the lead as they will send us all the way down the ice. That is going to end the first. So Finland's going to have a minute 50 power play to start the second, but the Canadians have a 1-0 edge after one. It's been a fun game so far. When you come back, we'll call it the second.
Here in Ottawa. Canada's got a 1-0 lead. Our first division coming up with James Duffy and the Pens.
I always like covering this tournament, and again, it doesn't change here in the sense of this is a really good first period, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this game. I'm going to see if they have the live. So from Schaefer and Bonk.
Give yourself sweet hoops with Candy Crush. Candy Crush. Play now. Gift cards available today.
Shots on goal are 17-6 for the Canadians.
Here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellish, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me.
Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play.
The answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident is not your fault. So give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer your
So my summation of this first period, again, good start there for the Canadians. Lot of pressure and toward the right side, bumpers across the wall and this and that, some shots. That's why Canadians got a 17-6 edge after 1 on the shot board. Fisticuffs from Consta, Hellenius, and Schaefer. Canada had a lot of pressure. It started 7-1 shots. Canada got denied on the power play. Jet Luchenko was busted for a cross check, a little bit of a board. We're trying to see if the Finns could find an answer. Had a lot of pressure within the last 4 minutes of that first frame. Only had 1 shot. A lot of those were blocked. But Gavin McKenna out of the Medicine Hat Tigers able to get his shot deflected from Bonk, and McKenna picks it up. He waits out Rippinen, who was just exhausted after the pressure, lifts it over, and it's 1-0 Canadians.
Press neutral.
It's an exciting time to get all these young players. They're all in there. Lost World Juniors.
So 17, Gavin McKenna. I'm just going to double check this here. I know it was the Medicine Hat Tigers. Let me look at some of his numbers. So again, the WJCs, that'll be talked about. But in the WHL, Medicine Hat, he's got 30 games played, 19 goals, 41 assists, 60 points. He's a 2-point per game player already. Canada and the U18s had 20 points in 7 games, 10 goals, 10 assists. He had a 97-point season in 23-24 with Medicine Hat, 34, 63, and 97. So ridiculous production here for McKenna. And he's already doing that at 17. So he was 16. He just turned 17 a few days ago. His birthday was December 20th. So that's forgive me for being off a week.
The rebound there just celebrated, but that was huge. I think it's a big American goal going in the second period here, so it's all good.
You think at the start of this, they're training camp in a 13-4 kind of position. Now here you are earning your ice time in every minute. Just how have you kind of gained this confidence through camp and now here into game 1?
Yeah, for sure. I know I have to work my way up to this being a young guy, so it is battle for me. I'm kind of under a microscope, so I got to make sure.
So we got that set up there. I'm going to do that for the story. So Gavin McKenna is absolutely ridiculous. And we'll throw that in there as well for the story once we get to it.
Yeah, that was our goal song at U18 in Finland there, so it's a good one. They won us the tournament, so I liked it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Well,
He heard that goal song 3 times in the gold medal game at the UATs, and he scored a hat trick, 4 points as Canada won gold there. 3 years ago, as we welcome you back to Cheryl Pounder, Jeff O'Neill, and Bob McKenzie. Connor Bedard started that winter tournament in Edmonton that got canceled as the 13th forward. Ended up scoring 4 goals, was a sensation before it was called off. But Canada started the first pre-tournament game as the 13th forward, and Bob, every time he seems to touch the puck, something happens.
It's a big game, becomes a big goal, and that's a big time player. And you keep looking at players like Connor Bedard and Michael Celebrini, and then this guy comes along and you're like, well, you don't want to saddle him with the expectations what the other guys have done in the past and burden him with that, but you can't help but burden him with it because he does it himself with the skill level. It's just absolutely ridiculous. He just turned 17 less than a week ago. And it should be pointed out that he's
We throw this in the YouTube question if anyone wants to join in and ask or give me your thoughts.
He's 17 years old. He doesn't turn 18 until September, and he has a very good shot at the.
I wish I could fix, because I typed that one quickly, but Canada didn't medal in 2024. Where do they finish in 2025 at the end of this tournament? Gold, silver, bronze. Let me know what you think. I want to go through this WJC scoreboard. I'll get set to charge this phone in a second. But let me go through this scoreboard here, starting from the early game to the late.
It's the same situation with this kid because every time he's on the ice, he's making things happen. I was talking to MJ this morning. He goes, "This guy's got hands like Patrick Kane," and I was like, "Patrick Kane, come on!" And then you see the patience there.
So Sweden topped Slovakia 5-2 in the opener of the WJC's. Dvorsky, Bergquist, Axel Sandin Pelika scored on the power play. That was a Red Wings product. They also got busted for a hook and then scored again from Felix Unger-Sorm and Otto Stenberg. Those are names that we've seen a lot. So Sandin Pelika, a couple penalties. Sandin Pelika, hat trick. So he was all over the score sheet today. And Eriksson made it 5-1. Dvorsky opened for Slovakia. And then Jenko on the power play from Perzik and Stravik. So Axel Sandin Pelika, 3 goals, assists, 4 points, plus 3 for penalty minutes, 11 shots on goal. For Granberg and Felix Unger-Sorm, 2 goals and 2 assists. 2 assists respectively, I should say. 2 assists for Granberg and Felix Unger-Sorm. Shots on goal were 34-17. Thank you to Live Sport Scoreboard for that. Checking back where I'm at in the US of A, it was Stars and Stripes winning 10-4 over Germany. James Higgins, who was supposed to be the top pick this year, scored the first goal from Hudson and Ryan Leonard. Gabe Perreault made it 2-0. Connolly 3-0 USA. Germany did get one back from Sumpf, and Lewandowski made it 3-2 in the second period, which is a shocker. But James Higgins, Sabota, Gabe Perreault 6-2 after 2. Terrence Zemmer scored a pair, and Cole Iserman made it 10-4. That answered Booz and Odakschul for Germany. Hudson had a 5-assist game for the U.S. James Higgins 2 and 2 for 4, and Gabe Perreault 2, 1 and 3 for the Stars and Stripes. Shots on goal 56-22. Let me see who was the goaltender today for the United States. So Trey Augustine gave up 4 goals. So he's going to need to have a better performance. The Michigan State product, a member of the Detroit Red Wings, they want him to have a better outing, I would imagine, in the next game. 4 is too many against Germany, but they did score 10. Last reset for you here, the Czechs got a 5-1 win over the Swiss. So Halanka for Czechia, Edward Schale, the Seattle Kraken product, and Oliver Koss. 3-0 after 2 for Czechia. Jakub Stanzel made it 4-0. Vitor Sikora on the empty net, 5-1. Balliard got the only goal for the Swiss from the Meyer brothers. 35-26 on the shot board. It was all Czechia all the time. We expect, again, that is a dark horse team I talk about every single year in this tournament. Able to get bronze, get silver, push their way through. They are a strong team. They are a physical team. They're a heavy team, and they're not afraid to get in your face. And they don't care what type of style you play because it forces them to play their style of hockey. Always like watching them play. I know that there is going to be a lot of Canadians in these streams, and they're going to go ahead and say gold. Well, they did not medal last year, but this team is much better than they were last year. Just keep that in mind. I still think at worst, Canada gets silver. That's what I'd say in this opening night.
And your shipping is absolutely free. The Nano hearing aids come with outstanding lifetime customer support and a 45-day money-back guarantee. Supplies are limited, so you must act now. Call 800-411-5033. That's 800-411-5033.
I'm Daniel, founder of Pretty Litter, the color-changing health monitoring calendar. Did you know that cats tend to hide symptoms of sickness and pain? I learned this the hard way after losing my cat, who stroked me to create this. By working with scientists and veterinarians, we were able to develop a new litter with color-changing technology to help you keep tabs on your cat's health. But with advanced odor control, this litter keeps your home smelling fresher longer. So give it a try. Visit prettylitter.com today.
For nightly highlights, live games, and essential analysis, nobody covers the game like us. This is NHL Network.
Hi, my name is Gosia from the Toronto Multitude. This is the I would receive a short gun and a fake on one side, and taking a fake off the wall and space separation to an open area and preparing next play. Board work is definitely a big part of professional game. It's so hard to create separation with the defenders at a high level, so these little moves will definitely help you to do that and have success on the boards. Like I said, NHL players that practice these type of drills, they do so many reps, and sometimes just easy, simple stuff, but you just gotta master every single aspect of your game. I think on the board is definitely a big aspect of having your game.
Highlights from day one of the World Juniors. Slovakia opening their tournament against the reigning silver medalists from Sweden. They were hanging around. It was tied to 1 late second. Sweden on the power play. Axel Sandin Pellikka, get used to him. He's going to have a massive tournament. One of 3 goals today for the Swedish captain as Sweden wins. 5-2 is the final in their opener. USA Germany, the defending champions, looking for back-to-back goals for the first time ever. Second period, this one's tight. 3-2 USA. Gabe Perreault finds James Higgins, who could go #1 next June. 7 points combined for those two. That top U.S. line just sick. U.S. win big. 10-4 is the final. Last year's bronze medal winners Czechia taking on Switzerland. Up 1 in the second on the power play. Terrific pass to Edward Schala. He rips it. The Czechs looking to medal for a 3rd consecutive tournament as they win. 5-1 is the final. Here's how day 2 looks. 4 more games for you. Switzerland, Slovakia, Germany versus Finland, Sweden, Kazakhstan, and then Canada right back at it. Back-to-back games against Latvia, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Latvia making its debut in the tournament. In this one, entertaining, tight first period. Gavin McKenna has Canada up by 1, but almost a full PK to start the second.
Are you eating anything?
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it.
Introducing the X-Pack from Copperfit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, advanced X compression system, evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains. A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated to increase airflow and release excess heat. An orthopedic design alloy support pad, and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture. The all-new X-Pack from Copperfit, the most customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxpack.com or call 1-800-497-6490. Order right now and your shipping is free.
Okay, so we updated the tournament tree. So Sweden wins 5-2 over Slovakia, United States 10-4 over Germany. Czechia 5-1 over Switzerland, and Canada currently has a 1-0 lead over the Finns. We'll get back into the second period once we get through the intermission.
Will makes it easy to create a legally valid, state-specific document that actually counts. What's that? That's a duck. Start your will at trustandwill.com now and make it count.
Tomorrow, the WJCs will continue. I believe these are Eastern Standard Times, even from Live Sport uses the regular clock. So Switzerland and Slovakia, 1 p.m. Germany, Finland, 3:30. Sweden, Kazakhstan, 5 o'clock, and Latvia, Canada, 7:30. So 4 games for you again tomorrow. I'll be covering, as long as I'm feeling well, that'll be the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. I think those ones could be some laughers tomorrow, so we're going to try to get as close of a game as we can.
No, this was Dave Cameron's biggest concern and biggest work in the pre-competition games was getting Team Canada to understand their identity, but also reinforce when it's the time and place to execute their game plans. And we've heard the panel talk about it, getting into the forecheck. When you have to, when there's guys back, you put the puck in deep, you go make contact, you try to turn the pucks over, and then you attack from there. And that's not always as much fun as when you're able to turn pucks over, put an odd-man rush, and then attack with speed right from there. All these players are so incredibly skilled. When they play their tunes, they largely hate dumping it in. And yet, in the first period, when they have to dump it in, and when the opportunity presents itself, they appropriately attack with speed up the rush on its own entry. And Dave Cameron will be really happy with how clean they were with their decision-making and execution with puck management in the first period. And it resulted in them shooting Finland 17-6 and getting the 1-0 lead.
It will start the second period on the power play as Tanner Howie's on. Andrew Gibbs is up until the penalty number 2, played for 8 minutes for Canada.
So it will be an abbreviated penalty. It'll be a big one, though. But 1:45 left to go here for the Finns and their second power play. Both teams 0 for 1 as the entry gets deflected back down the ice. And we'll start this one again for Pianemi. Here for the Finns. They'll leave it back. As Konstahlianius trying to be the puck entry specialist. This gets deflected again. So Finland can't find the space right now, and they have pretty much the entire of this second period start, with the exception of 5 seconds. They're trying to make something happen on the man advantage. You got to find an entry. You got to find speed here. Millennius almost fumbles the puck, as they'll finally get an entry now to the Finns. Try to go right to the net and get one screen and have 3 on the outside. That's what they're doing right now. Here's a chance. Millennius. He does not fire. This one goes back and around the end boards off the cross pass toward the right side dot. Now toward blue. Millennius will drop this one back. Here's a big bomb. This one goes wide. This will be kept into the right bumper. Millennius thought about it. Here's a chance for a deflection. This will go back to Millennius down to the right side dot. High slot. Consa's got to get to it, but he can't. 30 seconds left to go. As Rippinen will stop it. 17-6 on the shot board for the Canadians. Gavin McKenna has the lone goal of this game right now. He just turned 17 a week ago. And the Medicine Hat Tigers. This will be dropped near the right side and sent back down the ice again. Thomas Jurinen couldn't make anything happen, and this will go back to the defense for Kiwiharu. So the Finns have their power play expire. This was their second. Wasn't much doing on this one this time. No shots on that power play. And now here's a jailbreak. And who's going to get it? One-on-one, backhand. This is stopped by Rippinen. My goodness. Unbelievable. As Ethan Gauthier had a break off a stick lift and was one-on-one against Rippinen. He goes to the backhand, almost tries to go 5-hole through the vulcanized rubber, but Rippinen stands tall, and he keeps this game with the left glove save, piece of the blocker as well, to keep this at a 1-0. That is a giant moment in this game. That could have been 2-0 Canada.
Massive goal scorer, 13 goals this year. 2014 Drummondville, second batter with Tampa. But he is versatility check 4-4.
Off the draw, stick away from Cowan. As Price goes back to pick it up. Aiden Price. Takes a return pass from Dickinson. Around the corner to Doe. Grabbing the Doe, flying up there. A yoke and a bouncing puck in front. It's across to Cowan.
Let's jump back into the play-by-play. Easton Cowan. It's Richie Nadeau. Nadeau now for the forehand. He'll get it back. One-timer. This one goes up the outside of the cage. Sent back now. Price. He'll hold it in for a moment. He'll get it right back. Price will shoot the deflection chance for Nadeau. This one bounced. Easton Cowan takes a hit as Finns falling all over themselves in their own end right now. Off the backhand, just get it out to the left side red line and start this one again. Schaefer off it for Calvin Ritchie and Easton Cowan. Here's a toe drag for Easton Cowan, but he shot it wide. Can't hold the blue line. As the rest of the Canadians going to check back up on the side. Rippinen. Play it now for Nieminen. Try to get this one ahead toward the left side. Nieminen off the pinch, the defenseman for Finland. This will go all the way back. The Finns will start. So Tukama will have this one now bouncing off the inboards. Recollected a couple times. Stick chopped ahead there for the Finns. Toward the right side red line. Off the drop attempt, but Canada is right there. Catch it in their own end. Off the back pass, Schaefer absorbs a hit. Makes a play, able to get this one out as Canada gets their neutral. Puck bounces off a couple skates. It's loose. And we'll see who gets a chance to recollect it off the spin and turn. This is Gavin McKenna. Toward the right side, He kept it alive there for a moment. Now on his backhand, he was skating almost out of the zone just to try to get that backhand and keep it in, and he did. Toward the right side, McKenna in the high slot takes a cross check, and the puck is in Rippinen's glove. He'll see it from behind the mesh.
Clear or the kill early to start the second period and go back to attack. Leak it out. This is tremendous strike by the goal. Bending off Jokinen, waiting for wicked one-timer. Everyone talks about his shot. You can see Ryan McKenna scooped it later, throwing it. He just slippery. The size by guys. Emery has the puck.
Finland now. And off the backhand, it was a face-off loss as Canada tries to play with the puck here a little bit. This will be sent in. Off the backhand now, this will be broken up a couple times for Andrew Gibson. Kangas will get this one. Try to find Nieminen, but this one's turned over. Toward the right side, there's a wrister toward the left pad, but this one gets deflected. Canada keeps it in. Gibson lets it go, and this is right in Rippinen's glove. 15:23 left to go in the second.
From Whitehorse, Yukon, Phil Cousins' dad coached him at one point. Cousin Jerry Price, one of his best friends. Goes down to Wheeler there as well.
Being offensive zone draw here for Canada. They'll win it. Throw the right side dot. Wow, what a save for Rippinen with the left pad. Rippinen able to absolutely make a ridiculous save a couple times in the second. Calvin Ritchie gets this one back to the point. Easton Cowan now. This is stopped by Rippinen again. This one will be flipped. We'll see if it's going to be a penalty. Shots on goal are 26. Canada, 15:03 left to go in the second. Bo Akey was the one that shot it from the right side of the blue line. It went right to Rippinen's left pad. He slid all the way over near the post just to deny any opportunities as you had Price on the doorstep. He just couldn't get a stick on the puck. 84th overall pick by Seattle. So Berkeley Catton, Price, a lot of members of the Seattle Kraken here on the Team Canada side for WJCs. Now off the back end, Calvin Ritchie. The throw right to Finland. Sivalainen needs help. And now Canada able to get this again. Ritchie, Easton Cowan, putting a couple stick handles on. Got him the high slot. Lets it go to the screen. Finn's able to get it, but it's a bad giveaway. Ripper scores! A horrible giveaway. Finland couldn't get away from the pressure. And this is going to go in the back of the net for Easton Cowan off the steal. And that might very well just be unassisted. So Finland could not get the puck out of their own zone for very long. And when Easton Cowan tried to go ahead and get it again, he did not make a mistake. He rips it unassisted. So just before the 15-minute marker, Easton Cowan off the steal makes it 2-0 Canada. The shot board is getting rather inflated now. If it wasn't for Rippinen, this game would be a lot worse. Schaefer to the screen. This one stays in play to the right side of the red line. Couple more opportunities here. Jokinen trying to find it. Here's Canada. Merge. Good spot to shoot from. Caught the pipe. This one will stay to the right side red line. Canada, all sorts of possession. They'll matriculate this around the horn now. One more Molendijk. One tee was spinning the wrong way. Still hit the left pad of Rippinen. My goodness. This is now Canada again. They're feeling themselves. They're looking really good here. This is better than they ever looked in the tournament last year. Here's a chance. Jet Luchenko gets this one ahead. Rippinen goes off his stick. Able to make another save. And Finland is just not finding any sort of attack here against the Canadians. They only have 6 shots on goal. 13-10 left to go in this second. Easton Cowan made it 2-0. Chance toward the right side. Gauthier try to pick it up now. There's another cross pass. Bounces off some Finnish bodies. Finns try to break out here. Not any sort of speed, though. That's what I'm noticing. Urinen trying to get this one now as this is stolen. Here for the Canadians. Finland toward the left side dot, trying to make something happen. Now toward the red line. Finisher check does Canada. A couple times here for the Finns just trying to get a hit near the left side. It's a 2-on-2 developing. Toward the right side, here's a wrister. This one goes wide to the left post. Kept in there. Dickinson takes a hit to make a play. Finns just trying to get it out. It's a very slow clear. And this might be McKenna stealing. McKenna gets a piece of it for a moment. This is picked back off now by the Finns. Slow passing around the inboards again. And this bounces off of Sam Dickinson. Price from the member of the Seattle Kraken. Start this one again. Here's one more. McKenna, touch pass. He tried to send this to the goal mouth when Person wasn't even in the goal. And this will go back around the inboards. Gavin McKenna has looked good in this game so far. He scored the opener. And then you had Easton Cowan with the second. He had a rough tournament last year, but he looks much better now. What a difference a year makes. Emil Hemming gets it sticked away. We're almost halfway through the second. John out here with you on the call. It's 2-0 Canada. All sorts of pressure from them. Left side red line, and the lining gets stick lifted. This is McKenna. McKenna dancing. He'll try to leave one in the middle of the circles, but it's picked off by the Finns. Can they get something going at all? Emil Hemming. Hemming through the traffic, and Oliver Bonk says no. This will be sent back now toward Cowan. Easton Cowan trying to find the no, and this one is knocked away. Big hit there for Canada for a moment. Here is Finland off the 1-on-3. Long shot. Carter George gets a chance to play with the puck. First shot on goal he's hit the face here in this period as we get some pushing and shoving. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. And Easton Cowan's made it 2-0.
At Ranger, we know dealing with the unexpected is part of your job description. We're here to help with professional grade supplies, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Ranger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Cole Caulfield, I play college hockey.
I'm Adam Fox, and I play college hockey. I'm Jake Gensel, and I play college hockey. I'm Joe Carr, and I play college hockey. Whether you're a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey.
Are you eating anything?
Canada needed any reminder about being aggressive when you're shooting. Here's Cowan finds his loose puck. He's got Richie sitting right in the back door. Look at that. Get out of here. Put it in the back of the net. No hesitation. Here's Lutsenko on a 2-on-1. Has a pass. Not going to get there. That puck in the back of that. Even McKenna. Same guy. That's what McKenna does. If you elect to shoot, good things will happen. These guys can beat the goaltender from 30 feet by passing it to the back of the net.
Schaefer snapped that pass out of center ice for California. He's got Yakari with him. That's not quite. I can't hear me. He's back out there.
Good aim, and we'll get a piece of it knocked away. Yeager's pass as this goes toward the left side of the red line. Really hard to try to get it. Here's a good feed across, and this one just sticked away for the moment. Carter George had a chance. He was sliding to the goal crease to try to make a save. One more feed for the Finns, but they can't pick it up in the high slot. So rolling back down the ice. Check back up with these lines again. That's to Hellenius. Long shot. This missed the left side post. 10-20 left to go in the second. John here with you. Gavin McKenna and Easton Cowan. A goal in each period. Cowan scores off the steal of the unrelenting pressure. Been a very good period for Canada. It's been their best of the game so far. This will be off the wall. A couple more. As this will be picked up a couple times for Canada. Here's a big slap shot. Another one catches the end boards. As Tanner Molendijk was just firing that one in there like a bullseye, but he missed it just a hair of an inch near the right side post. As this is Daniel Lehmanen. He's the one that gets taken from the puck, and Jokinen will watch this one go down the ice to Carter George. Finland tries to finish a check. They badly need an answer here in this game. I don't care if it's a bounce or anything. This will fall to Carter George. He'll hold on. Another TV time outside as we get a little talking to after it. 9:35 left in the middle frame.
John, are you eating anything?
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it off. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. Selling your oxidized faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more in faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
Houston down on the Canadian bench, and 56 game point streak unofficially ties Doug Gilmore for the longest in OHL history. Gilmore was within one season, left the official OHL record, but hey, 56 in a row is 56. The longest since 2000.
On that list.
By the way, Cowan, in his introduction, said he's from Strathroy, Ontario. Well, listen to this. Mount Bridges. Oh, big hit there. Well, was knocked down. It's Henry on the Finns.
This is an example of where the international game does differ.
So as we check back in from the break, Ukala with a huge hit on Bedoing, as he absolutely boarded him, no doubt, and he's going to go to the box. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a little bit more, but off the back turn, he got the numbers showing. He absolutely can't do that, and I kind of wonder if there was some pressure from the Canadians off that board from the talking to from the break, if much was said and much was trying to be delivered, but that's not the way you win the game when you board like that. That was a ridiculous hit. So I guess when I was saying that early in the first period from Canada, now Finland returned the favor, and that's not the way you want to get ahead in this game. 9:20 left to go in the second, so Tuchel on the box. Canada has not scored on the power play yet, but this is their, I believe, second opportunity. Yep, 0 for 1 with 2 shots. Finland's already had a couple. They didn't score on either. So Bonk. This is he reached for, but he can't get it. Now Finland's got a breakaway opportunity, backhand, and this is stopped by George, and Timonen couldn't get anything on it. The last man back for Canada, able to go ahead and make the play where George didn't have to do much. So excellent work for Tanner Molendyk, able to get back on his horse and try to disrupt that play because the stick chop wasn't there. It was Luchenko trying to get a piece of it as well, but Carter George didn't have to do much, and it should have been a breakaway. I would have been able to call up the voice register, but didn't need it. So offensive zone draw on a kill here for the Finns, but they can't get it. Now Bonk will take this one toward the left side red line off the drop. Finland, good work here so far on this kill, as this will be sent back around the embankment. Bonk got tied up for a moment, and Mettinen. He's probably been one of Finland's best players, if not for Rippin in the netminder, who's going to get the player of the game. I don't care if Canada scores 3 more. He's the one that's going to get it, as this is bounced right for Cowan, and he'll just send this one back off his skates and right to George. George, outstretched pass from 100. This will be Rippin now, trying to make a play. And the hybrid icing will be called. I don't think Canada liked that. 8:32 left to go in the second. There was a race for it near the left side red line. Dave Cameron doesn't like it. I'd have to take another look at this immediately. Martone thought he might have got there first. I don't think he did. So neutral zone draw. Get a chance to do this again, as this will be sent back around the end boards here. So Canada will start. 55 seconds left to go in their second power play. Shot board is all theirs. 23-9 as he goes in across the red line. Canada holds in. Right side blue. Picked up off the touch pass. Gavin McKenna lets a shot go. This gets deflected. Rebound chance. It's the glass. And now all of a sudden that surge is starting again for the Canadians. Pick it up off the backhand. Gavin McKenna. We'll leave it here for Schaefer. Schaefer shoots it. This is right for Rippinen in his glove. 7:58 left to go in the second. Martone was providing the screen. 24-9 on the shot board as this continues to get updated. John Underwood on the call. Again, watching this on the NHL Network in the States, it carries the TSN feed. Just a regular primetime game in Canada so far as we start the WJCs. I appreciate anyone else joining in today. Chance will go all the way down off the face-off loss, and George will get this one for 50. So we've seen that goaltender play the puck a couple times off the sauce. This goes near the right dot. Martone's feed will go all the way back down the ice. 10 seconds left to go here in Canada's second power play. Schaefer get a chance to take this right to left in the white, black, and red striping for Canada. Those jerseys are always clean with those leaps near the skates. So no, just one shot for Canada here as Schaefer toward the right side off the bumper. This one goes off the side of the mesh. This is loose in front of the blue paint. And Finland's able to find it. Opportunity now, Kiskinen and Hellenius join in off the rush. And toward the right side, canceled away by Oliver Bonk, who's had a good game so far. Toward the right side, players are down, crashing all over themselves off the hold. Finland emerged. Kiskinen, he's hooked a little bit, but he can't find the puck. And now Canada able to escape. 2-0, they have the lead. I thought they'd be up by more. Maybe the third period will explode, if not for Rippinen, who's been excellent in the net for the Finns. Finland now trying to go left to right in this second period in the dark blue jerseys. Hellenius, a huge hit delivered for Beydoun. He's already taken a couple chances. He got boarded on that latest penalty. 6:30 left to go in the second. So we'll start this one again here for Andrew Gibson. Gibson outstretched feed. We'll get this to the left side red line. Gauthier. This is centering through, and this one is knocked away for the moment. Toward the right side, as Finland got caught on a bad change. Canada's got it now. Easton Cowan off his backhand will chip it, but this bounces off the Finns. And they'll look to start this again for Pienenemi. Caden Price to Dickinson now. We'll go D-to-D. Toward the right side, wide open, rink wide. This is a good one. Cowan gets his wrist shot, but it gets deflected. Dickinson. This goes between the legs of Price. Now toward the right side, red line. 5:40 left to go in this second. Good puck possession here for Canada. We'll see what they can do with it. Cowan, Dickinson. This one gets shot high. Easton will get it back now. He's been all over this puck in this period. He's got the latest goal in the dough now, trying to find it. He'll get through a check and tries to throw an elbow to get a piece of the puck. The dough. Now to Price. This will be Catafort. Dickinson will shoot. This one goes wide to the right side red line. Price will send this one down deep. And this will be a full line change for Canada in the own end of Finland. But they can't get anything to the manufacturer out of it. Berkeley Catton still with the puck. The Seattle Kraken product. He'll wrist it. This will be held by Rippinen right at the 5-minute marker. Probably a good time for a TVTL. I'm sure we'll take one. It is the latest goal from Easton Cowan in the second. Just one in the first and one in the second. And we'll see which more we get.
Now playing in theaters. Special engagements in Dolby and IMAX.
EWHL action tomorrow at the Boston Fleet taking on the Toronto Senators at Coca-Cola Coliseum tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN. Lots of red and white here. It will be throughout the week. The last time that it was here, there was a transit strike in Ottawa, which made it tough. Now, ticket holders can use bus and other transportation with a ticket for free.
Let's return into the second period. 4:50 left to go. It was a dangerous pass, almost intercepted a couple times. This will be sent back around the end boards here. I'm going to try to keep it in, but this is Berkeley Catton, forces the steal. Catton now receives the pass near the right side dot. One more into the circles, And Bonk couldn't find him. Finland now will just flip this one. There's a rolling vulcanized rubber. See if this goes to the net minor. So this will be Carter George. Go ahead and play it. He's got the shutout on his mind right now, but it's only 9 shots on goal that he's had to face, so we haven't had to see Carter George do too much. That is what you want to have if you're the Canadians. They always talk about the one weakness they might have, which is net minding. But I can't tell you for sure whether it is or not because there hasn't been enough offensive pressure. Penalty against Finland for Hook, and they will touch the puck. 4 minutes left to go in this second. Canada's got their third power play. They score here, this game's probably done. And we still got another period left to go. But we haven't seen any attack at all. And that's kind of the problem that you talk about throughout this one. So R2 Arsuria is going to call for a high stick, and that's right in front of the Zebras. And when that happens, it's an easy call. So all the penalties that we've seen in this game and double IHF rules, again, there isn't any sort of goaltender interference. It normally gets waved off with any brush in the crease and toward the blue paint. So that hasn't come to rear its ugly face. And this is my third WJC, so I'm kind of more familiarized with the rules after a while. But all these calls have been textbook. Canada 0 for 2 for 3 shots. This will be sent back toward the right side. Try to see what happens again with Oliver Bonk. Off the touch pass from Nadeau. Here is Callum Ritchie. Now for Nadeau. Back to Ritchie. Now Bonk toward the right side. Easton Cowan off the spin. He's already got one in this period. Cowan. Now for Bonk. Back to him. Ritchie, one-timer. That one does not go in the back of the net. That right side of the post was wide open. He can't hold it in as Bonk. I have to retreat and across that blue line side. 1:20 left to go on the power play here for the Canadians. Off the drop. Here is Easton Cowan between his legs. Nice play. Again, it looks like he's improved much from last year's tournament. This goes across the right side for Bonk. Use the bumper now. Ritchie, his pass way too hard. This will rocket into the Canadian bench. 304 maybe down the tunnel as well, says Gordon Miller. He was using a shot put on that one. If he was aiming for the tunnel, he certainly got it. This passing attempt bounced off of the Canadian skate for whatever hit Rippon in that 307 as it was open near the right post. So I thought the shot would have hit, and it would have, but it bounced off the Finnish skate. 307 left. Thank you for joining me here for opening night for WJC 2025 Group A. This is night 1. This is the nightcap between the Canadians and the Finns. Here is Jaeger McKenna. That's a shot go. Gavin McKenna's looked good in his first game at WJCs. 2:50 left to go in this second. This is kept in Schaefer. One more shot. Rip it in. Doesn't hit him. Schaefer holds in for a moment. Gavin McKenna trying to keep it alive. But this will go back here to Schaefer. Schaefer will send it around the inboards now. 2:35 left to go in the second. There's a broken twig. This is sent toward McKenna. McKenna now in the middle of the circles. Leaving now for Schaefer. One more touch pass. This goes near the left side post. Try to find Porter Matone. Matone. Now back around. This bounces off the stick shaft. McKenna keeps it alive. Stays with it. Here is Schaefer. Schaefer, one more touch. What a stop for ripping him with the glove off the one-timer from Berkeley Catton. That was point blank and a fantastic save there as Canada now 0 for 3 on their power play. They had 2 shots. Rippon got to get back in the goal crease. Down to 150 as this is an opportunity still for Canada. That loose lumber is still back around the inboards. Recollected now off the spin. This is left for Molendijk. Now trying to find Jet Marchenko on the fourth line. Back in attempt. The puck bounces all the way longer than the twig does. And icing against the Finns. 1:35 left in this middle frame. So Canada had a lot of chances near the left side of the post. And a really good one there for Berkeley Catton off the touch. And that's right in the stomach there of Ripponen. Berkeley Catton, I mean, that was absolutely smashed, but that was right into the netminder. Still good work, though. So Berkeley Catton, not too happy he didn't score there, but you got to love the chances. Good work there off the bumper. 8th overall pick by Seattle in 2024. Face-off loss here for the Canadians, but it doesn't mean it's not busy. Left side red line. This will be Dickinson. Try to hold it in. Off the spin. Be recollected a couple times. Canada trying to keep it alive off the forehand, but this is right in the finished traffic. See if they can make something of it with Kiskinen. And across the red, stopped by the stick of George. He will make a play. This will be gloved on. Constantinius. Backhand. One more touch feed. Here's a shot, and George. This goes right into the breadbasket. 102. It's the 10th shot on goal for Finland, but it's 27-10. So shots haven't changed all that much. Constantinius, I think if he had to do it over again on his chance right in front of the crease, he should have just shot it. As Carter George played it, when Mike Delanius, he just didn't shoot it for whatever reason. If that did get there, it would have been a chance to be an easy goal, but it just didn't end up working out there for Benjamin Ratatounin. Rister, good stop for George. We're been the best of the game so far. 55 seconds, point blank. As this is picked up here for the Canadians, they'll send it in across the red. Finn will start. Vakiri Haru. Cincinnati couldn't find an Niemi. Toward the left side red line. This will be stick chopped a couple times, and Canada will send it around the end boards. Rappinen will play it. Can't get it out, though. Canada keeps it in. Long shot. Not deflected. And Moon will make the save. 34 seconds left. We'll get some pushing and shoving up a late cross check here from Canada. But the refs say enough of that as Ribbon makes the save. 28-11 on the shot board, and Rippinen is my number one star in this game. I know it's not going to go to a losing netminder, but that is what I'm going to say right now because of what the scoreline could be if it wasn't for him in the net. But Berkeley Catton had a good chance. Gavin McKenna and Easton Cowan goals in the first and second. That's it. That's all so far. 34 seconds left to go in this middle frame. So we'll see what we get in this O-zone draw. As we'll get one more opportunity here for Callum Ritchie to go ahead and take it. 34.7. We'll do the drop again. Callum Ritchie. This will go between the legs. Picked up here for Easton Cowan. For the left side, Schaefer trying to make something happen. This will be put back across the embankment now. Oliver Bach. Now for Cowan. Toward the right side, wide open. They'll just send this one in across the red. Ritchie. Now for Schaefer. Walks in. Backhand. This deflected. Schaefer trying to pick it back up. Nothing doing. This is turned over down to 5 seconds, but Finland's got it. It's 2-0 after 2. Easton Cowan with the latest goal. It looks like this game might be done, but Rippinen made so many saves. If Finland just gets one, it could make things interesting. But we'll see. Another 20 minutes left to go in regulation.
Are you eating anything?
So let's take a look at our WJC scoreboard on Live Sport. Shots on goal in that period were 12-5.
What you need is a will, something you can sign and make official. Start your will at trustedwill.com. Make it count. Oh, our car's value went up.
Maybe we should track all our cars' value on Cardano. We need more trackers.
I'm getting the value update. Did you see which one is going on?
Power play is 0 for 2 for Canada.
Some rises. Now what? Hold.
Track your car's value on Cardano. Hi, I'm Local. Everyone wants to be told. Look, here's your remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Call now. Find out if you have a case and how much.
So 0 for 3 total. We'll see if Dave Cameron makes any adjustments going into their second game. They'll be playing tomorrow, I think, against Latvia.
Now, as far as you should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident, it's not your fault, should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
The only thing I want to mention for the Finns.
About all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or somebody you know were injured in an accident, it was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
It's a hockey matchup in every sense of the word.
So if Benjamin Radutunin would have shot the puck immediately or gotten a pass over,
Canada through 40 minutes. 4 goals in 3 tournament games for Easton Cowan. His first official goal of the tournament. And the London Knights stars with Mackenzie Laurent.
so that's the only thing I could have said for Finland is Benjamin Radutunin could have scored at an empty net, but the pass never got there. But Lenny is steal from George. So in the second off the Finland power play, I think Gauthier gets a lift and gets denied on a break. So short-handed chance. Easton Cowan off the steal as the Finns were under pressure. He scored right at the 14:40 marker. The pressure for Canada, too much for the Finns. Shots becoming name of the game as they were letting it fly there for a few minutes. It was their best period, I thought, for moments. Shots on goal, 12-5 in that period.
So how do you make the most of this tournament?
Yeah, last year sucked, so just want to feel better at the end of this tournament. We're going to give it all we have and hopefully get that gold medal.
Best luck.
Thank you.
Since his 56-game streak is unofficial because it's over 2 seasons, we just keep it unofficial and make it 57 with that goal in the second period. There's Cheryl Powell, Jeff O'Neill, and Bob McKenzie. Jeff, when you were a prototypical
29-11 shots on goal in total. Power plays were 0 for 2 for Canada in that period, 0 for 3 total. Finland nothing in that period again, other than the Radutunin could have scored off an empty net for Lenny's steal. But not much attack I am seeing for the Finns. Again, I did see some guys on the NHL Network say dark horse for Finland, try to get a bronze. Canada is one measure as far as the United States being another measure. So top teams, again, we understand that. I'm not seeing enough attack right now, not enough pressure, not enough speed with the puck, and ability to make something happen in front of Carter George, because he hasn't had to do anything in this game so far. So I find it tough. I would still, as I said, I think Canada at worst. I do think Canada will bounce back. I think they will get gold. I'll go United States silver. I'll go Czechia bronze. That's what I'm going to say right now. I'm sticking with that. I think Czechia will medal. I'm not sure whether it'll be United States or Canada, because United States is good enough to repeat. They just don't have the same defensive pressure creation that they did from last year. But I think Canada will be pretty well served off of a 5th place finish last year to bounce back and have a good effort. I see them as a team that's going to at least get a silver medal.
He did that really efficiently.
Besides 2 goal scorers in McKenna and Cowan, who has really impressed you up front for Canada?
So Canada didn't medal in 2024. Where do they finish at the end of this tournament? I got 1 vote for gold and 1 vote for bronze. I think Canada, at worst, I said silver, but at worst, they will medal. There's no way they won't. I think that's a bona fide lock guarantee. I'll be right back. And we will get settled here as we go through the commercials and intermissions here for the third period between Canada, Finland. I'll give you full game coverage as always when this one is done.
Well, you can talk about the issues a little bit. Once they gain control in the offensive zone, they're not passing the puck correctly. They're not handling it well at the blue line. They're actually turning the puck over a number of times. So really, they're just not sharp. The execution just hasn't been there. And the best chance on that power play was belonging to Finland, shorthanded where Oliver Blanc mishandled it at the blue line. So they just, whether it's at the blue line or whether it's down low, they just don't seem to be connecting. And really across the board, the second unit's been a little more effective than the first unit, but neither one of them has looked that good.
If I was the coach, I would look down the bench and I would look for a full cage. Either Schaefer or McKenna and say, you go on the power play. Schaefer's been their best player today. He might be their best overall player. McKenna's unbelievable. So this just be a subtle change, but one of those two guys should be on that top unit.
Yeah, you have to be dynamic on that offensive blue line, right? You have to manipulate and really find open pockets with good vision to get the puck to the net.
You know who's having a really good day today? The NHL States. Because I'll tell you what, James Higgins from the U.S., who went into the season as the consensus #1, was brilliant for Team USA. And Matthew Schaefer is putting on an absolute clinic out here tonight in every way, shape, and form. I think it's going to come down to one of those two guys for #1 this year.
We'll see if Porter Martin can get something going for Canada in the third period of play. Carter George, look, it's only 11 shots so far, but stopped that breakaway, which was critical, shorthanded, and has looked as solid as advertised for a guy who's trying to become the first Canadian goaltender ever to win the U18, to win the Olympic Gretzky tournament, and then win the World Juniors for Canada. Inside the Team Canada room, up 2-0, 20 miles to go here in Canada.
I love what I do, which is help people make the switch to consumer cellular. Like our customers, Courtney and Jackie.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Consumer cellular gives you access to a fast, reliable, nationwide network for up to half the cost of big wireless.
My previous provider was terrible.
Why are we paying this much for our cell phone bill? It's crazy, right? Drop calls or missed calls. To me, that was just normal.
We wouldn't get to talk to a person. Now with consumer cellular, no problems.
Our reception is so much better with Consumer Cellular. It's been amazing. I just made a road trip across half the country and I did not have one drop call.
Better customer service. They tell me exactly what I'm paying and why I'm paying for it.
And here's my favorite part. You can save up to half on your bill.
That's within $1 of being half of my old bill.
With Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
As AARP members, we get 2 lines for $55 a month.
I'm getting the exact same coverage for half the price. That's a beautiful thing.
Done deal.
We'll set you up with the best plan for you and help you wrap things up with your old provider. It all takes about 20 minutes.
Switching over took about 20 minutes. That's it.
Consumer cellular customer service reps are A1, top left.
They are so nice. You get a human being to talk to.
It's month to month, very simple. You're not locked in.
I got to keep my phone. I got to keep my number. If you're thinking about switching providers, do it.
If I can do it, you can.
That's why I love Consumer Cellular. They make it easy. They look for you to enjoy a reliable nationwide coverage and the best customer service in the business. Give us a call now and start saving up to half on what you're paying now. It only takes about 20 minutes. Call 800-357-4227 to switch and save up to half with Consumer Cellular. Plus, for a limited time, new customers get their second month free when they sign up today.
This is the story of the one. The one knows that when the big game is days away, the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a solid game plan and a teammate like Ranger that she can rely on to deliver the product she needs when she needs it, she's confident that she will always win the day. And her team will do the same. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Ranger, for the ones who get it done.
So how would you describe the chicken to someone who has never tasted it?
Literally melt in your mouth tender. We don't have a freezer. You know, it's almost like a farmer's market. When you walk into the restaurant, you should hear the sizzle that you're hearing right now. It sends all those waves up to your mouth.
You're making me hungry.
I'm Jet Luchenko from the Gulf Storm, and this is Backdoor 1. Here again, backdoor passes, trying to get as low as you can, and keep your bottom hand low on the stick and turn the hips on the one-timer and fade away from it. At the end, you're going to try and make yourself big in the backdoor post, and you're going to be able to feed you a pass anywhere and you're just to flip it up from there. If you're open in the backdoor, it's a high-scoring opportunity, so if you can make the most of it and get a good shot up every time, you have to pass a little bit off, it's really important. Any drill is important to practice. You see a lot of them in the game, so if you keep practicing and keep working on your skill, especially this one, I think you'll see those results on the ice.
One of those fun tournaments you have to go to someday to Spengler. Canada taking on 8 Capitals. Title one in the first. Initial shot is stopped, but Daniel Carr, the former Montreal Canadian, among others, bangs home the rebound. Canada hasn't won the Spengler since 2019, but they have a lead here. 3-2 in the second. Matt Holloway's point shot stopped. And tipped in by Logan Shaw, former Hab, former Sen, former Jet. Canada beats the defending champs 6-2. They'll play Strongly Tigers on Saturday in their second game at 2 Eastern Time on TSN. 11 a.m. Pacific for that one. So big win for Canada to start this thing, knocking off the defending champions. So numbers for our friends at Sport Logic. Dominant for Canada. Look, puck in the offensive zone. 22 minutes plus. Slot shots, wide margin, cycle chances, and rush.
Still in the middle of the intermission here. As you look at puck and ozone time, 22-22, 14 slot shots, 13 scoring chances. Canada's really outplayed Finland on this side. Again, you'd expect that a little bit, but Hirpanen's been so good in net for Finland here that it's kept it at 2-0. And as I said at the end of the second, who knows? If Finland finds some sort of press, some sort of break, just a chance to make something happen. And if they get one, they could maybe get lucky to get a second one. I don't know, though. I think they have to get this next one, or this game's already done. It feels like it's been done for a while because of the lack of attack, but their netminder's been so good. He's going to get man of the match, at least on that side for the Finns. And for Canada, Ellie, you can go get McKenna if you want. He's been pretty good in this one as well. As we sit in the middle of the second intermission.
Are you eating anything?
I think tomorrow, as I said, if everything is good, it should be good. I don't feel too bad right now. So when you look into the NHL scoreboard, we're going to return action here on Friday. So a little short Christmas break. The Red Wings come in with a new coach, Tom McClellan, make his coaching debut against the Leafs. So I'm not expecting much for the Red Wings against the first game with McClellan, but Derek alone didn't make it through Christmas. I think it should have been done earlier. Probably should have been done at the start of the year. I should be covering Wild Stars. It'll be about 8:15 Eastern night at American Airlines Center in Dallas. The Wild 21-10-4, the Stars 20-13-0 on the season. I'm sure Alec Nava will probably jump in around. He might cover New Year's Eve, New Year's, this and that. I know he's visiting family on a trip. Usually all these games are solo calls for me nonetheless. ESPN2 will have Avalanche in Utah. And Blackhawks and Sabres.
Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly
tough luck for the Leafs, though. Off the break, they got a back-to-back because they'll play the Red Wings and then they go still home and play the Caps. So at Detroit and then go home. I mean, it's only across the tunnels. It's not that much travel for Toronto.
Supplies are limited, so you must act now. Call 800-411-5033. That's 800-411-5033. It's an exciting time of year. All these young players
We love us some World Juniors.
I know I'll be covering World Juniors between Finland and USA on Sunday, but I'll be interested because that game will be early enough to where I can watch the Caps and Red Wings. That game I will watch on Sunday to see what Tom McClellan's going to do against the Caps because when I watched them against the Bees, I was not impressed. But the Caps were 23-9-2. So I think it was just an off day for them, but they looked awful in that game on Monday. The way they needed the break.
It's been a productive night. Been busy. He's been around the puck. And we're learning a little bit about Berkeley Chapman, that he is a very fast neutral zone player. Notice his speed trading through the neutral zone onto the offensive zone several times in this game, and so many good offensive players. When the lights are working, everything else in the game seems to work pretty well as well. That has been all around the net, trading for himself, looking to shoot, which is something that Canada continues to need to do. And the best chance he has this spot right now, power play in front. He can't maybe have to score, but one more period like that, I'm not surprised at all to see Berkeley Cap get on the board.
The captain of the Canadian team that won the 2023 Hunter Gretzky Cup. Another tournament scoring. Check in. Be back there this coming summer for the top prospects for the 2026 NHL draft.
Let's see what we get in this third period. Callum Ritchie top line, opposed by Lenius. As shot board reads 29-11 as we just get started with the third. Lenius off the steal. Finland needs this right now, and this shot goes just wide there for Benjamin Radulunen. Radulunen now will hold toward the left side, lets one go, try to get this one back. The left side, Radulunen to absorb a hit, but Lenius can't find it. And now Canada. Callum Ritchie try to get this one left to right again. They got the white jerseys with the dark and the mix of the leaf on the skates. As the Finns turn it right over, and Rippinen makes a huge save. No doubt he's been the number one star there for the Finns. Callum Ritchie gets denied. So stretch pass for the Finns. Had a chance, and this one partially blocked in off the skate. Good work there for Andrew Gibson, but a turnaround chance for Ritchie. That one was let go. And the assistant captain was alert. This is now for Bach toward the right side. Here's a chance up from a sharp angle. Pick back up now for Bartone. Toward the left side, you got the fourth line and mixing with Howell and Bartone. This will be bounced in off the wall. We'll see if the Finns can escape the danger here. This will be stick offsides. 19:02 left to go in this third. 30-12 on the shot board. This is a one-sided game, but the score line's still close enough to keep you interested. That's the way that I say it, as Dave Cameron will get some reinforcements for his squad. Yeager and Martone on the fourth line will sit down. We'll get a neutral zone draw. This one won by the Canadians. Picked up now for Price and Blanc. As this one settled back down, Dave Cameron, 22-23 Coach of the Year with the Ottawa 67s of the CHL. This will be flipped in off the backhand. Eusterin finishes his check against Price. Dickinson now will pry it loose. Try to take this one left to right off the long flip. This will bounce, so this will go to the Canadians and nutmeg one of the Finnish players. As this goes to the right side, red line now. Off the spin and turn. This will be recollected for Finn. Bison will get a stick on it. And we'll have to take Canada off the escape and through the neutral to start again. As this will be picked in now for Canton as this gets knocked away. Finland now. And off the forehand. Try to go ahead and pressure again. Here's Pinanemi. Off the drop. Pinanemi was right on front and got a lot of people covered here. So Canada should have an on-man rush upcoming. Here's a sauce pass backhand. And this one gets stopped. So that was a good opportunity for Gauthier, but he gets denied off the backhand, right off the rush. They had Pinanemi pinching up toward the other side of the crease, and he got caught. Gauthier now. He'll let one go for Jetlachenko, but he couldn't get a stick on it. 17:35 left in the third. There's a slap shot. Bodun, this one goes wide. Lutsenko now off the rush to get to it on the third line for Dave Cameron's squad. Couple chops. Schaefer tries to keep it in. He does so. Canada still with it now as they're dancing toward the red line side. They might get a full line change in. And now Finland off the spin. They're having a tough time getting this out. They will, but this will be ice, so they can't change. Canada already has the fresh bodies. This could be dangerous here early in this third. So Schaefer did an excellent job there near the right side post. There's a sauce pass just too far for Lutsenko to try to get a stick on it. Otherwise, he probably could have finished off something special. I think Jack Ivankovich will be the backup netminer, but Carter George hasn't really faced anything right now. He stopped all 12 shots that he's faced. Rippin on the other side stopped 29 of 31. This game would be a lot worse without him. Picking up the backhand Gibson. This is lost in between the legs for Siralainen. We'll get this one out. So Kivihari will start this one again. Back around for Kel Kangas. Kangas will flip this one down the ice. Go ahead and give a look now for Molendyke. Molendyke for Canada able to get it out. Finland will have to retreat and start again. 16:30 left to go in the third. John, you're with you watching this on NHL Network with the King and the TSN feed in the States. As this is the nightcap here for day one of the 2025 WJCs. Third year of being able to do this. This is always a lot of fun. Picked up off the backhand now. One more time and across the red. Nice toe drag move for Bartone, but it'll get knocked away. This will be start again for Price. Price now off the long flip. This one goes wide. Sent back around now off the jump. As this will be recollected here for Martone. Off the backhand. This will be saved by Rippinen. 15:53 left to go in the third. Oliver Blanc and Price probably have been the best defenders here in this game, as we've seen them next in. 15:53, Radek Bonk. So that is Radek Bonk's son, Oliver Bonk, in the mix of it. So pretty cool to be able to see him on here for Team Canada. They still say he's an imposing physical presence. They're shaking hands with him. So that's pretty cool for Gordon Miller and Mike Johnson. Face-off loss here for Canada, but they'll immediately have to try to chase for it again. Cannot be kept across the blue line. Finland's going to go right up the gut here, see if they can. Backhand now, trying to leave a pass across. Stopped by George with the right pad. Finland now. Take a shot. This one gets deflected a couple times by Ruutunen on the third line. So Koskola's squad, they'll watch this go right to Rippinen. They'll take this one ahead to the neutral zone. They'll be sent in across the red safely. Canada will chase this puck. And back around the inboards. You see, a lot of the guys in the WJCs don't like chasing the puck and playing that way because they're not used to doing that in the other leagues. But you got to play the right way and be smart if you want to be a pro. So we're going to have to get in those habits early. 5 minutes gone here in this third. It's still 2-0 Canada. George. Watch this one go in across the red. Good crowd on hand here for this nightcap. And to watch the home team up 2-0. Price for Bonk. This one toward the left side post, but the pass doesn't get there. This big glove down. Picked up now here for the Finns. Try to get this one ahead now for Burstinen. Gauthier tries to find it now near the left side red line as Price. We'll get this one back around. Here's a slapper for Antonin. This one will bounce wide of George. Still on the left side red line now for Canada. We picked up Herman and tried to send this one out front. And this one will get knocked away. Nurmi in the corner now. Toward the left. Gets around Price. Toward the right side dot now on the high slot for the Finns. Got to get something going. Denied off the backhand. As this will be picked up. Gauthier looking for a seam pass down the middle, but this one gets deflected by the Finns. 34-14 now on the shot board. 13:50 left to go in the third as Yuki Haria will watch this one get sent in. Finns now get it toward the high side, right side blue line. And off the finish of a check. Good work there. Silverlinen tries to pick it up. We'll get a whistle. 13:39 on the third. A hold's going to be called, I believe, against Canada. We'll see when we come back. 13:39 left.
And I'm done. That money you have.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will, something you can sign and make official. Start your will at trustedwill.com and make it count.
Showcase Sunday. The Kraken bring their young scorers to Motown. That's hockey, baby! For an afternoon puck drop with the Red Wings. January 12th, 3 Eastern, on NHL Network Showcase.
We kind of fold that kind of to the box for the whole moving body position.
So coming back in from the commercial break, Tanner Molendijk of Canada, the defenseman, gets called for a hold. And this will put the Finns back on a power play. This will be, I believe, their third as well. So both teams do not have a power play goal just yet. Konstantinos has to win this draw as Molendijk gets called for a hold at 6:21, 13:39 left in this third. Hellenius off the tie-up. Where is it? This is with Canada for a moment, but it's very loose in between the dots. And I'll recollect it in through neutral. So start again for Pianemi. They'll drop it. Finland's got to enter with speed. There wasn't enough of that in the second. See what they can do now. This goes across the right side bumper. Pianemi will get this one now for off a bounce. And Pianemi now for Colton one more time as it goes in across the wall toward the right side dot. Consta Hellenius. Here's a fake of a slapper. Finds Hellenius. He has to recollect between his skates. Pianemi. Now Hellenius. Hellenius walks in, shoots. This one goes up the stick of George. Rebound shot. Deflected a couple times. This does not go in. Kept now here for Pianemi again. Hellenius thought about it. He missed it. Fanned on it. Kept in the zone now. Pianemi here for Hellenius. Near the right bumper. That's where he likes to be. Pianemi, the defenseman. Now Hellenius thinks about it. Shoots it. This one gets blocked. Hits one of the Canadian players that staggered. Slow to move around here. They're keeping in that defensive box. Hellenius for Pianemi again. Big bomb. This one deflected again. Canada just keeping a box right in the middle, making sure nothing happens. Keeping Finland on the outside. One time fanned on. Might have hit Jaeger. This one now back down the ice again. 12:05 left to go in the third. Finland's got to score here. This is misplayed by Rippinen, but now Finland will start again. Left side red line, find the entry. What will they do? Slow up to the right side. That cross pass. What a stop by George. It's loose. And between the Canadian defense, that was his best save of the game. He lost his stick. Now he's got a chance to go get it as this one gets sent back down. That was the best save of the game there for Carter George. 11:35 left to go in this third. 4 shots for Finland on the power play. Try to find an entry now for Minalainen. Send it in. 11:25 left to go in the third. Jetlachenko now with Schaefer. Try to go ahead and find it. Located off the backhand for the Finns, however. It gets turned over. They got pressure and they got to take advantage of it. Here's a wrister. This block to hit one of the Canadians was down to a knee. A lot of self-sacrifice here. Picked up now to the left side. Red line doesn't shoot now, lets it go. This one gets deflected up and off the netting. 11:03 left to go in the third. A lot of blocks. Bonk able to get a piece of it as well. I'm looking on the side for Schaefer as Molendijk is back out of the box there for a hold, but George able to make the save, falling down in the seat of his pants off the replay. And Redalainen tried to score a 5-hole there on George. And then Hellenius bounces and hits the midsection of one of the Canadians, Brandon Yeager. That one hit him right in the gut. That one took the breath right out of his lungs. 11:03 left to go in the third. Face off. This 1-1 here for the Canadians. Defensive zone draw are always the ones you want. This one sent back down and across the right side red line. 10:50 left to go in this third. Kept in D to D as this one goes just wide for Gibson. Almost halfway through this third, still 2-0 Canada. Lots of shots right now, but if not for Rippinen, this could have been a lot worse. Canada's still comfortably ahead unless the Finns can show you they get sustained attack. Here is Calvin Ritchie, but his pass gets deflected off the stick. Bounce off of Price. 10:20 left to go in this third. This will be iced against the Canadians. 10:19 left to go in this third.
The smart choice in cordless cleaning. It's been a pretty quiet first couple periods for Carter George. He just had to save his best for the third. Right. Seeming the inevitable push had arrived.
Calvin Ritchie wins the draw for Canada. Another D-zone draw off the icing. Finns will send this one back in. This bounces off of Andrew Gibson. Throw with a slapper. This one goes up the left pad of George. So Finns trying to finally get some shots and urgency in this third as we're halfway through the third. This will be iced again against Canada. 9:57. So that'll keep that top line. Calvin Ritchie, Nadeau, Easton Cowan out on the ice. I haven't been able to call Nadeau's name a lot, but I've called Easton Cowan quite a bit. Yeager is the one that took the block shot in the gut with Porter Matone and Tanner Howe. Top line still out there. They've been iced a couple times. They'll win another offensive zone draw. This will be stolen. Cowan have to get back on his P's and Q's. As Nadeau, Gibson, nice bank in off the wall. Cowan tried to get this one ahead. He noticed his speed in this game. Being intercepted by the Finns. Try to find any sort of pace of attack as their shot totals have ballooned a little bit more in this third. It's now 34-20. Haven't had much of anything in the first two periods. So rolling puck down the ice to be blown dead again. So Canada, if they didn't already take a change early, they're going to have to get back out there again with Andrew Gibson. He looks like he's got his head over his shoulders here. He's struggling head over heels, trying to get some long breaths into those lungs. 9:22 left to go in the third. John, you're with you. Watching this on NHL Network, you're in TSN feed here in the States, as they would. Again, any U.S. coverage will go right to them, alongside Dave Starman. I believe who still covers all of it, but if he's not doing it this year, we'll see what they change. EJ Raddick and Dave Starman usually cover those. This will be picked up toward the right side. Dot spin and turn. This shot is blocked again. They bit one of the Canadian players, and this will be sent back down for a fourth time in the span of a minute and 30. Gibson just can't get off the ice. Says, hey, I want to go ahead and take my change. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a TO or something at some point. Gibson tried to finish a check there. He looked like he didn't get a trip against one of the Finnish players. So we got 9:04 left in the third. He doesn't even want to be close to any of these reps anyway because he's just exhausted. He wants to win this draw and go right to the bench. So the Finnish players, with all these icings against Canada, you got to think just fire it at the net right now. Try to test Carter George. They can't win the draw, though. So 3 defensive zone draw wins in a row for Canada. So Martone lost the puck there for a moment to Yeager as this goes back down. Molendyke able to get this one. And now some of the Canadian players take a change, but here is Finland again. Try to send this one back down the ice. This will be bounced off a bump and flip back down. This will touch the netminder, so Rippinen will make the save, and now Canada can get some much-needed changes. Finland's going to do the same, so a little bit of a bullet dodge for Canada, as the fans are just happy to clap their hands and watch their teams get some changes here. So still 2-0. Easton Cowan, the latest goal in the second, a little bit of board, but no penalty. As Finland now toward the traffic, it bounced before it ever hit George as we're down to 8 minutes left in this third. Right side of the blue line, hits one of the Canadian players again out front. Oliver Block got a piece of the skate. You don't get a lot of protection there. George sliding post to post, right to left, makes the save. We'll take a break.
I'm Daniel, the founder of Pretty Litter, the color-changing health monitoring catheter. Did you know that cats tend to hide symptoms of sickness and pain? I learned this the hard way after losing my cat, who strove me to create this. By working with scientists and veterinarians, we were able to develop a new litter with color-changing technology to help you keep tabs on your cat's health. But with advanced odor control, this litter keeps your home smelling fresher longer. So give it a try. Visit prettylitter.com today.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less with prepaid? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Carter George is not the only accomplished athlete in his family. His mother, Tara, played in the Scotties tournament of ours 4 times. First in 2006 when she was 6 months pregnant with Carter. She also competed at the 2009 Olympic trials. And 3-year-old Carter was in attendance to watch his mom win the bronze medal in Edmonton. Carter says thanks to his mom, Tara, he's learned how to stay calm in those moments.
Yeah, she's a curler.
So they're profiling Carter George, the goaltender for the Canadians. His mother, Tara, is a curling medalist alongside for Canada. Again, that's a popular sport there. It is pretty interesting when you catch some of that stuff on TV. You got to be very precise if you're doing anything with curling. Not as much action as hockey, though, as this goes to the right side now. But it's still pretty interesting. Here's a wraparound for Calvin Bishop, but this goes up the side of the goal mouth. And now Bonk. I'll try to hold this one ahead as this will be spun. Gone wide there for Finland, just trying to find some sort of attack. More chances for them in this third, but it still feels like it's going to be Carter George's net and a shutout to have. I know it's 7:10 left to go in the third. Shot totals have got a little closer, 35-20, but it doesn't really tell you the whole story here. Canada's kind of owned it, especially in the second. And if it wasn't for the netminder, we could have had something different. But still, Canada's been the better team in this one, as you would expect. Although their goaltender has played so well that I'm surprised it's only 2. So Berkeley Catton gets his pass deflected. And back in behind the inboards for Kel Kangas. He loses it, but a good stick shot. Can't be kept in. Dickinson holds it in, takes a slapper. As this goes to the right side red line now. Recollected here for Dave Cameron's squad. Nippalainen will get this ahead now for Finland. Try to go between the legs toward the left side red line. You got McKenna with him wide as this goes to the right side down. Here's another slap. This gets deflected from Gibson's chance, but it gets deflected. Nippalainen makes the save. Start this one again. 6:10 left to go in the third. Left side entry off the backhand, stop by George. We'll hold. 6:08 left to go, and this third is Gibson. It's tied up a little bit for Kasper Halatunen, the assistant captain for Finland. But he's made some saves in the third. Again, a little more activity here, so I can't tell you one way or another in a game story of whether or not Carter George is going to be the numero uno here for Canada. But you take what you can get and in your chances, and you feel good about what you have. You press on and you continue through this tournament because the main thing you want to do is rack up as many wins as you can in Group A before the New Year's Eve matchup between USA and Canada, which everybody's going to have their eyes on. They're going to have the football bowl games in the States, but in Canada, that's going to be numero uno as far as watching. Catton, pass across. This one stopped by Rippinen. 5:45 left to go in the third. Easton Cowan, he turns and shoots off the deflection, and Finland's got into the traffic. Heltonen will get it toward the left side dot. Send it toward George, who gets saved in off the leg. So Bartone in the dough. No, and off the rush, Nadeau still trying to dance with it. Gets stick this side. Good finish of a chick there for Bison. Nadeau laid the lumber. Here is Bonk toward the left side and between the legs of the netminder, but he's got a hold of it. And now Marchone wants to get a little extra. We'll take our TV timeout. Just over 5 left to go.
All right, good morning. As you know, Carvana's same-day delivery is ultra fast. And today, race car driver Jimmy Johnson is here to get us even faster. Jimmy, you ready?
I am so ready. We're good.
Paperwork for same-day delivery. Oh, this racing stripes.
Those are good too.
Amazing. I just ordered it this morning.
Now that's fast.
That's so fast. Buy your car from Carvana and get same-day delivery.
Next up for Canada, right back in action tomorrow night against Latvia. Coverage starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Latvia will get its tournament debut in 2025.
Just over 5 minutes left to go in the third. Canada should be smooth sailing for them. It's only 2-0, but they've been able to command all the attack here. Haven't seen anything from Finland as far as a press, but their netminder has been terrific. So Finland will have an opportunity to steal some games if they continue to get this goaltending. Who knows? They could make things interesting in group play. We'll see if Joskinen gets it deflected. Yes, it is, so no penalty. 4:56 left to go in the third. So there was a little bit of a push, but that's all you really got. Carter George, kind of an easy day, with the exception of maybe 5 or 6 saves total, as John Denver's getting serenaded here in Ottawa. I always like to do that with Country Road. This is picked up now for Catton. Sends the pass across for Price. Price now straddles the blue line nicely. And off the backhand now, Price leaves it, scores! What a play for Price to set that one up. My goodness. Look at Pinelli is going to get an easy one. 4:46. So we'll see what the third assist is going to be. But Caden Price gets it at the faceoff win toward the blue line side in the high slot, and then takes on 2 defenders, drops the pass across the left post for Luca Pinelli, and he finishes it off. So Canada's got a goal in each period. 4 minutes left to go in this third, but that was the play of the day there for Caden Price. Molendyke will watch this go around the inboards. So Canada able to take this one comfortably off the slap shot. Again, it's only 3-0, but the score differentials that we saw today in the mix of all of them, I'll just do this during the live play-by-play really quick, unless we get something. And off the back pass, this one gets taken away. But let's do that really quick in between the WJC scoreboard. It goes 3-0 in our game, 5-1 Czechia over Switzerland, 10-4 USA, Germany, 5-2 Sweden and Slovakia. So the biggest differential has been 3. The only game somewhat close was Sweden and Slovakia in the mix of that. But see if there was any slash here as a check back into the play-by-play. Vissinen. Now for Mintonen. Mintonen got hit on the hands, I thought for sure. Maybe not all stick there. I don't know if we will get anything out of it, but they're showing the play for Price. Chance toward the right side dot, and that is Pinelli wide open from the right dot. And that is just flipped and in.
Coincidental minors, but stays 5-on-5. So that's probably an advantage for Canada. Otherwise, you probably see a goalie out for a 5-on-4.
Catterford is going to get the assist. Let me type this in real quick and we'll close it out. So Catterford, the centerman, is going to get the secondary assist. So look at Pirelli, Caden Price, and maybe Catterford. 3:05 left to go in this third. And then Miami tries to get to it, but Canada able to pretty much take the first. I think these are worth 3 points from this regulation win, but take the first victory. So all the teams that you expected to win today won today. And a lot of this stuff has been mostly convincing. Again, even though it's only 3 goals right now for Canada, still you take what you get. High stick is going to be called against Bartone. That was right in front of the ref. So Finland will get a power play, and this will be their very last chance as Bartone gets busted for a high stick right in the mouth. So 4-on-4 offsetting was in the box. Bartone hits the visor. Let me pull back up the rosters here. So Pininiemi and Bartone gets tangled up off the high stick. It clips him right in the visor. So 4 penalties now for Canada. T.O. is going to get called for Jokinen there just to try to figure this out. So in TSN, you get a backwards timer. They got 20 seconds left to go in their timeout. You get 30 seconds to talk about it. Try to get something going on right now. But Canada had a goal in each period. The latest one there, all set up there for Caden Price. That was absolutely beautiful as a pass across toward the right dot was finished for Pinelli. Easton Cowan scored off the steal, and Gavin McKenna able to get a hellacious wrist shot near the left side dot to open the scoring for Canada. So McKenna, Cowan, and Pinelli each score a goal in each period. Finns will go with the netminder pool. So the goal differential is only going to matter between tied teams. They get a Gordon Miller for that. So this should be a 6-on-4 here for Finland for 2 minutes. Face-off win. Here's the bomb. George makes the save. It's underneath in a hole. So this will be Carter George's last stand as far as his possible shutout. 2:41 left in the third. Finland's going to elect for a 6-on-4 with the net pull. When you look back in between it, Petri Rimpinen has been excellent for Finland. The only reason why this scoreline is even remotely close. Finland does win another offensive zone draw. Persinen will get this one for Konsta Helenius. And off the drop. Pininiemi slapper. This one saved by George. It got deflected and toward the right side bumper. Helenius. Pininiemi. Now Helenius again. We'll go for a deflection. Back pass in between the legs. Pininiemi. Toward the right side. Slapper again. Deflected. This one goes off the top of the bar and stays out. My goodness. So we'll start this one again. Helenius now has it. He will skate toward the right side. Almost lost it. Now leave it for Pininiemi again. Another slapper. It's toward the Ovechkin spot, and this is going to give a couple of raccoon bruises toward the right side. Hellenius deflected. This one goes between the legs again off the pass. Finland trying to get a little too cute when they get in close off these passes, but the attack looks too much of the same. 6-on-4 for Finland. Hellenius gets an opinion of me again. Another slapper that's deflected. Same play over and over and over again for Kasper Altunen. One knee, one timer for Hellenius. This one gets deflected. This is kept in by the Finns. Toward the right side, cross pass, one touch. Oh, stop by George as he was diving down to keep the shutout alive. This now picked up toward the left side dot. And the bumper now. Perenius will shoot this one. This gets deflected again. Opportunity now for Caden Price. Finland, all sorts of traffic here. 6-on-4 for 20 more seconds. Toward the right side dot. They need something. Toward the back post. Now toward the right side, Hellenius leaves it for the defense. This one gets gloved by George. This third period with the 6-on-4, now we can say it's the Carter George show. This is what they needed right now for their netminder to stand tall. Again, this score line is out of reach, but this is the test you want to see, at least for me, for Carter George. A lot of shot blocks. Caden Price was perfect. Another one for Gauthier. Price, Gauthier, Luchenko, all working hard there to block these shots. And then when they needed it for Carter George, he made a Stasi glove save. So 6-on-4 for 10 more seconds. Finland gets another draw. Toward the right side, shot saved by George. Rebound off the side of the net. Down to 45 seconds. So empty net 6-on-5 as this will be played back. It's sent toward the empty net off the back side of the post. Down to 30 seconds. So Finland couldn't score on a 6-on-4. All sorts of traffic. Self-sacrificial blocks. 25 seconds. This will be Vernonen. We'll send this around the inboards. Canada flips it out. This is rolling toward the empty goal cage. It goes in, length of the ice. Canada assaults it away. They're going to win this one 4-0. It's a 200-footer from the length of the ice with 18.6 left.
Would be a prominent player on the team. Once the first game, you knew you have a big role. No matter how good. Part of their third period push. Right. Just even up the shots quite a bit.
So let's close it out. Schaefer scores the empty netter. He's been good in this one. A lot of good self-sacrifice in that third late. Canada's going to win this one 4-0 as the crowd rises to their feet again. They got home ice advantage here in this WJ season 2025. They had a 5th place finish last year. They opened their tournament with a loss to Czechia. Nothing like that now. They'll win this one 4-0 against the Finns. I'll talk to you tomorrow, I believe, between the Dallas Stars, Minnesota Wild. We'll go back to WJCs between Finland and the United States on Sunday. Have a good one, everybody. See you about 8:15 Eastern tomorrow.
In Finland, and they played the first 2 periods about as well as you could play against a quality opponent. Third flipped a little bit. Finland put 20 shots in on Carter George in the third. And probably not surprisingly at this point in his career when he played for Canada, he was up to the task, seemed to get better as the game went along. Canada, in the end, take a comfortable 4-0 win. And look forward to tomorrow.
Against Latvia, the Finns will take on Germany on Saturday.
Back in a few moments, we'll present the player of the game for each team. Please stay in your seats for the presentation.
And then the Canadian national anthem.
Please direct your attention to the T-cell carpet for the player of the game presentation. Player of the game for each team will be awarded a one-of-a-kind title and painted by a local indigenous artist. A special thank you to Imperial and Esso for their contribution. It allows us to compensate the artist. Tonight's award was painted by artist Dean Ottawa, member of the Algonquin First Nation. His design reflects the deep spiritual connection First Nations people have with nature and wildlife, honoring the respect and bond passed down through customs, ceremonies, and clan systems. Here to present the awards are Devin Ledon, manager, sponsorships with Tim Hortons Canada. Joining her, please welcome Lieutenant Governor, Her Honor the Honorable Isis Joel. Joined by His Honor, Mr. Tony Viscardi. Representing Esso are Daniel Benoit and Ignace Tuax Kahoko, two players from the Little Native Hockey League, the largest annual hockey tournament for Indigenous youth in Ontario. The player of the game for Team Finland is number 30, the Nickel Collins Ontario representative. Timothy Judd, under siege all out.
Yeah.
There's 41 Canadian shots. The player of the game for Team Canada is number 30, the Nickel Collins, Carter George. Parents and sister looking on.
What song he was singing tonight?
Yeah.
It was music to his ears. I'm trying not to cry. It's so great. It's a family affair.
Yeah. The big family affair. These are for the national anthem of Canada. Big de vie pour le national du Canada.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow about 8:15 in between Canada and Finland. That was a 4-0 win. I'll see you tomorrow between Dallas and Minnesota. You guys have a good one as the NHL will get back underway. Peace.